Hello everyone, and welcome to the Election Viewpoints video series that is being put on by the Steinbach Chamber of Commerce. I'm here with Councillor Michael Zwaagstra. Thank you for coming, Michael.
Well, thank you for having me.
And Michael, you've been a councillor already for quite a few years. How long have you been a councillor now?
Been a councillor for 12 years.
Okay, and you're running for re-election?
Yes, I am.
This year, and it's I'm glad you're able to come here and share with us. Just so those of you watching, we're asking all the councillors and all the mayoral candidates who are willing to come and talk to us about their thoughts around business and how we can develop and grow and support business in the community and how that affects everyone in the community in how Steinbach grows long term. So I'll jump right into some questions.
Okay.
So first of all, the topic of economic development has become a pretty hot topic in chamber world, at least. We've been talking about it a lot with our board and with some of our members. And what's your idea of what is a good economic development strategy for the city of Steinbach?
Well, there's a couple of things. I mean, the most important is making sure that we have a favorable environment for the businesses that we have here now. And that means making sure that the regulations that we have aren't too onerous, that we're not making rules that make it harder for businesses to do their work. Because if we have businesses happy here and growing, that makes Steinbach more appealing to outside businesses. In addition, we need to look at how do we market ourselves beyond Steinbach. And so that's where we need to designate someone, and maybe it could be the mayor or a member of council, to actively seek out and promote our city. Because we have a great city here. We have great opportunities, and we need to make some of the companies that are out there aware of Steinbach. And it would be great to see another manufacturing company, for example, locate within Steinbach that would employ several hundred people. And so it's a combination of better marketing of ourselves, making people aware of what we have, and making sure that our climate is as favorable as possible to businesses.
Absolutely. And of course, once businesses are here and they're setting up and doing business, businesses sometimes have challenges coming across their table. What do you think what's one challenge that businesses do face here in Steinbach, and how can City Council help support them in that?
Well, one challenge that I'll mention, and because there's so many that I could mention, but let me mention one that is really significantly under city control, and that is the topic of regulation, because there are times when rules seem to pop up that don't make a lot of sense, and where that needs to be corrected. And so, a little over a year ago, there was the controversy over mobile signs, and advertising is one of the most important things that businesses do. Businesses need to be able to market their products, and we made some mistakes in terms of how that was handled initially, in terms of how that was communicated, and as a city, we need to do a better job of asking the questions at the outset. Is this something we really have to do? And that's something that I try to do at council meetings. So when we're talking about a new rule that we're going to impose upon businesses, I always try to ask the question: do we need to do this? What are the effects of doing this? Who will this impact? Because we need to make sure that we avoid problems like what happened with the mobile sign bylaw, and make sure that things are done smoothly and that we have good communication.
Right. What about some of the strengths that we have here in Steinbach? Lots of good things about being a business here in Steinbach. How can Steinbach support and encourage those strengths? Maybe two of them that come to mind for you.
Well, there's two strengths that come to mind. I mean, one is that we have a fantastic workforce within Steinbach. We have some of the best workers anywhere. When you look at work ethic, commitment to their jobs, we've got some of the best people, and that is great for businesses, because when you have good workers, that means that the work is more efficient, that you're able to produce more, you're able to provide better customer service. So that would be one thing, a great workforce. Second strength that we have is we have a relatively diversified economy. We have agriculture in our area, both within and beyond around the city, and that provides jobs and opportunities. We have manufacturing within Steinbach, as I mentioned before, larger companies such as Lowen and Vaillant that provides much of an economic base, marketing products that go well beyond the city. And we also have lots of commercial options within our city. We have retail, we have restaurants, and we have a lot of choices. And so those are all things that make our economy diversified, and a diversified economy is a healthy economy. And I'd like to see that continue within our city.
Well, that's good. What about when you think of a vision for the city of Steinbach, right? I mean, council terms are 4 years long, and you've been a councillor for a long time. So when you kind of segment the next 4 years in your mind, what do you see as a good vision to push for on council?
Well, there's a couple things. I want to see our population continue to grow. I want us to continue with approving housing developments and making it possible for the people who want to live in Steinbach to be able to live here and to do so affordably. I'd like to attract more business within Steinbach. And as I mentioned before, at least one major manufacturing company. I'd like at least one more, and preferably more. We have an industrial park that we have invested significant city resources in. We've done that on purpose because we want to attract businesses, and so that's something that I would like to see. And I'd like to see some more restaurant options. I think it would be great if we had a few more chain restaurants locate within Steinbach and provide just a few more choices over the years ahead.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for sharing the things you've shared so far. Is there anything else you'd like to share to the people listening about what you stand for, what your campaign is all about, and what you foresee in the next couple of years if you would get to be back on council?
Well, what I want to be very clear about is that I believe in keeping taxes affordable. And I don't just say that. I actually have a voting record that matches that up. That if I think that the spending shouldn't happen, then I will vote against it, because businesses pay taxes, homeowners pay taxes, and we need to make sure that every dollar we're spending is actually something that we should be spending. So that's my actual voting record. I'll also add that I stand by the positions I take, and I'll explain my positions. And people may not agree with every single position I take. I've taken a lot of positions over 12 years, but I will always take the time to explain my position, to research it, to look into it. And if I believe that something is wrong, even if I'm being pressured to do otherwise, I will vote against it, or I'll vote in favor if I think that it is right. That is my record over the last 12 years, and I want people to know that's the type of councillor that I intend to continue to be if I'm reelected.
Well, thank you so much for coming in and sharing with us. I appreciate hearing your thoughts, and for all of those of you watching, encourage you to check out the other videos that we have as a part of this series, and also encourage you to just continue to educate yourself and go out and vote for someone that you feel is going to be the best representative for you on council, both for council and for mayor, when election day comes. So thanks again, Michael, and as you move forward from here, all the best.
Thank you very much, Ben.